Welcome back. We are in the gun room once again today. We're going to be taking a look at another barrel from Bear Creek Arsenal. So a few months back, I got a hold of one of their .308 caliber cold hammer forged barrels, and it shot exceptionally well for the price. It was like $130, I think it was. And I will link that video down in the description so you can check that out if you haven't already. But I thought it only fitting to try out one of their 5.56 offerings. I was needing a barrel for a slash SPR style, a little bit longer range upper that I'm going to be pairing with one of my primary carbines. So I was like, you know what, this is a great opportunity to try one of these and get some data on this one on the channel. So without further ado, here it is. So this one is a 20-inch. Now it is a 1 8 twist. We have a 5.56 chambering, and as you can see, let me see if I can get it. It is a CHF barrel, half 28 threading, rifle length gas system on this one being a 20-inch long barrel. And I absolutely love the profile of this. I do wish they made this in an 18-inch, but from what I've seen on their website, they have these 20s and they've got 16s. So still covers quite a bit of ground, but one particular piece of detail here that I really like is the bottom is notched for your gas block. So you got good contact for your screws. But great finish, absolutely great looking as far as the finish goes on it. No ridiculous machine marks or anything like that. The crown is cut very well into the end of the barrel. No issues at all there. See if I get it to focus a little bit. Threading is absolutely perfect. But let me get this thing put in an upper. We'll put it on my my primary carbine lower, which has got a really good trigger in it. So we'll take it back to the hide and see how it does. Okay, so we made it back here. We've got our Bear Creek Arsenal cold hammer forged barrel, made it up to an upper. We've got it sitting on top of one of my primary carbine lowers. Got a really nice 3-pound drop-in trigger, so that should be good to go for this test. The otherwise, pretty standard CTR stock, so we're able to lock that down on the bag. But we're going to try a couple different loads. I got a really nice, this is a 77 grain Sierra Match King load that I keep here. Shoots really well in a lot of different guns, and I hope to see it will continue with this also. So let's try 5 rounds of this. You guys can follow along the target cam down there at 110, and let's see how we do. All right, first shots. Doesn't appear to be too overly impressive, but we've got a few different loads we're going to try here. So let's let this barrel cool for a couple of minutes, and we'll try some of this 55 grain Fiocchi. Okay, 5 rounds of the 55 grain poly tip Fiocchi. Let's try 5 of these and see how they do. All right, not bad at all, guys. Dang. I tell you, if I could afford it, I would buy a truckload of this stuff. It shoots great out of so many different things. Of course, that hand load is going to make a liar out of me in this video, but that's okay. We don't edit anything out. So let's let this thing cool down for a couple more minutes, and then we're going to try some fan favorite PMC bronze. All right, just some 55 grain FMJ. I know you guys like stuff like this featured on the channel, just so you can kind of see how things fare with just normal everyday run-of-the-mill ammunition. That right there you can get at a lot of different places, and you can now find it around $9 a box, $10 a box, so pretty easily and readily available. Let's try 5 of these. grain, not bad. PMC bronze coming into a group. Okay, well, we'll let it cool down a couple more minutes, then we'll finish it off with some PPU. This is some of their match line 69 grain. It is a hollow point boat tail, so be interested to see how these do. Okay, 5 rounds of our PPU 69 grain hollow point boat tail match. Try a couple of these, see what happens. Stand by. All right, so let me walk down. I'm gonna grab our target. We'll get some final thoughts on our Bear Creek Arsenal 5.56 cold hammer forged barrel. All right, so grabbed our target. Let's take a look and see how we did. Now you guys already know, but very first shot, so this was that 77 grain hand load. Now again, this is a 1 1/8 twist barrel, so it's not overly shocking that it shot some of the lighter grain stuff a little bit better. However, those 4 shots there, about 2 inches. That big flyer up there takes it a little over 2, probably 2.5. Not too overly impressive with that. However, this stuff here, this 55 grain Fiocchi with the poly tip, which I'm pretty sure is nothing more than a VMAX projectile. However, that stuff shoots really, really good. And you can see that barrel really favors a little bit lighter load. Now that could have most definitely been me because I don't really know how to shoot a rifle that well. But those 4 shots there, well under 1 inch. Even with that flyer, you're probably just barely over MOA. We did shoot this at 110 yards. Here, PMC bronze? Now granted, that could have totally been my fault. But if I give myself a mulligan on that one, that right there is extremely respectable for PMC bronze. And then finally we had some of this PPU 69 grain match stuff. 3 rounds there, basically touching each other. Couple up here, about a 2, maybe a 2 1/4 inch group after it was all said and done. So what does this tell me? I think the barrel is highly capable. It definitely favors the lighter grain loads. The 55 grain stuff seemed to be really good. I would love to get some Hornady 55 grain Superformance or something like that and put through this barrel and see if it would like that stuff. But overall, guys, this barrel was less than $120. So with that said, I mean, I know BCA gets some hate, but their barrels are legit. For the price paid and the performance that you get out of them, check out the other videos on the channel. I mean, for the most part, they shoot and they are extremely budget friendly. So if you're just looking to barrel something to get it out to the range, or maybe something long term, check them out. I think this cold hammer forged barrel is a heck of a deal for the price. Check out my campsite page. I'll have all those details listed on it. Please shoot me a message over on the Facebook page. Always glad to interact with you all over there. And as always, shoot straight. Later.